Why I treat my agency like a sports team and not a family. Okay, so guys, I'm going to tell you something that might piss you off. Your agency is not a family. And if you're treating it like one, that's exactly why you're stuck at 10K, 20K, maybe 50K a month and you can't break through. I learned this the hard way. I built my first agency to 8.4 million a year, 75 employees, 3 offices in 2 countries, and I made every mistake you could possibly make treating my team like a family. It almost destroyed everything I built. But here's where most agency owners fall apart. Most agency owners think that being a good leader means being everyone's friend, being loyal no matter what, never letting anyone go. That's not leadership, that's fear. But what I learned after selling 2 agencies and building my third to 7 figures a month is this. Your agency needs to operate like a championship sports team, not a family reunion. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this mindset shift is the difference between agencies that plateau and agencies that scale to 7 figures and beyond. Look, I get it. When you start your agency, it's just you. Maybe you and another person grinding it out. You're working 80-hour weeks, you're in the trenches together, you build this bond. As you grow, you want to keep that feeling, that loyalty, that we're in this together energy. So you start treating your team like a family. You avoid the hard conversations. You keep underperformers on the team because they've been here since the beginning. You take on the emotional weight of everyone's personal problems. You feel guilty when you have to make tough decisions. And here's what nobody tells you. That's exactly what's keeping you stuck. Because here's the truth. Families keep everyone forever, no matter what. But championship teams, they have standards. Let me tell you what happened to me. When I was running my first agency, I had this belief that if I just cared enough about my people, if I treated them well enough, they would perform. I had employees who weren't hitting numbers month after month, but I kept them on because they're trying their best. Or I would say things like, they've been loyal to me. But loyalty does not equal to performance. I had team members stealing clients and starting their own agencies with my systems. I had people who would show up late, miss deadlines, deliver mediocre work, and I would make excuses for them. Why? Because I thought that's what a good leader does. You stand by your people no matter what. But guess what? I was wrong. And it almost cost me everything. We got to $700,000 a month during the crypto bull run. We were crushing it. But when the market shifted, our revenue tanked, and I realized I had $250,000 a month in overhead. Most of it was people who weren't performing at the level we needed, and I couldn't let them go because we're a family. Eventually, the bank account hit 0, and I had to let everyone go at once. It was brutal. And that's when I realized treating your agency like a family is what keeps you stuck at 10K, 20K, 50K a month, because you're making emotional decisions instead of strategic ones. So here's what I learned. Your agency is not a family. It's a sports team, and there's a massive difference. In a family, you keep everyone no matter what. You don't cut off your brother because he's not performing. But on a sports team, you have tryouts, you have training, you have clear expectations, and if someone's not performing, you replace them. Not because they're a bad person, but because you're trying to win the championship. And here's the thing most agency owners don't understand. Your clients don't care about your family culture. They only care about results. If you can't deliver because you're carrying underperformers, you lose the client. And when you lose clients, you can't pay anyone, including the people you were trying to protect. So by trying to be a good person and keep everyone, you actually end up hurting everyone. When I started my third agency with my business partners, we made a decision from day one. We're building a championship team, not a family. And in 2 years, we went from 0 to $1.7 million a month, 47 people, and 3 offices. And we did it by implementing the sports team model. Let me show you exactly how. Okay, so what does the sports team model actually look like in practice? It comes down to 4 things. These are the 4 pillars of the sports team model. Number 1, clear roles and expectations. On a sports team, everyone knows their position. The quarterback knows he's the quarterback. The linebacker knows he's the linebacker. In your agency, every person needs to know exactly what the role is and what success looks like. Not vague goals, specific KPIs. For a media buyer, for example, it might be something like maintaining a 3x ROAS across all accounts, or responding to client messages within 2 hours, or delivering a weekly report every Friday at 5 p.m. For a project manager, it could be something like maintaining all projects on schedule, maintaining 90% client satisfaction scores, flagging any issues before they become problems. You need clear, measurable, no ambiguity. Number 2 is the performance-based culture. On a sports team, you earn your spot. You don't get to play just because you've been on the team the longest. You play because you're the best person for that position right now. In your agency, this means regular performance reviews. This means tracking metrics. It means having hard conversations when someone's not hitting their numbers. And here's where most agency owners fail. They avoid the hard conversations until it's too late. They let someone underperform for 6 months, a year, and then they're shocked when they have to let them go. On a sports team, the coach is giving feedback every single day, every practice, every game. That's what you need to do. Number 3 is meritocracy. The best players play. Period. It doesn't matter if you're the owner's friend. It doesn't matter if you've been there since day one. If someone else can do the job better, they get the spot. This is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's the only way to build a championship team. At my first agency, I promoted people because they were loyal, because they'd been there for a long time. At my current agency, we promote people because they're the best at what they do. And the difference in performance is night and day. We even go as far as replacing the weakest link every 6 months, which brings us to number 4, which is replacing the weak links. This is the hardest one, but it's the most important one. On a sports team, if someone's not performing, you replace them. You don't wait. You don't hope they'll get better. You coach them, you give them a chance, and if they don't improve, you move on. And here's what I learned about that. Keeping a weak link on your team doesn't just hurt you, it hurts everyone. Your top performers see that you're tolerating mediocrity, and they start to wonder why they're working so hard. Your clients, they see all the weak links work, and they start to question your entire agency. And the weak link themselves, they're not in a role that's suited for them, and they're miserable most of the time. So by letting them go, you're actually doing everyone a favor. You're protecting your culture, you're protecting your clients, and you're giving that person a chance to find a role where they can actually succeed. Now let's talk about why agencies get stuck. Now here's why most agencies never break through 10K, 20K, or 50K a month. It's not because they don't know how to get clients. It's not because they don't know how to deliver. It's because they're making emotional decisions instead of strategic ones. They keep underperformers because they feel guilty. They avoid hard conversations because they don't want to be the bad guy. They hire their friends, their family, people they like instead of people who can actually do the job, and they wonder why they can't scale. Let me tell you something. If you want to build a 100K, 200K, or 500K a month agency, you cannot afford to make emotional decisions. You have to make strategic decisions. And the strategic decision is this: build a championship team. Hire the best, train the best, hold them accountable, and replace them if they don't perform. That's it. It's not complicated, but it's hard because it requires you to have hard conversations. It requires you to let people go. It requires you to prioritize the mission over individual feelings. But if you can do that, you'll build an agency that can scale. Okay, so how do you actually implement this in your agency? Here's the 4-step framework I use with every agency I work with. Step 1, set clear standards. For every role in your agency, define exactly what success looks like. What are the KPIs? What are the expectations? What does good look like? Write it down, make it clear, no ambiguity. Step 2, coach before you cut. This is not about being ruthless. It's about being fair. If someone's not performing, have the conversation, give them feedback, and give them the chance to improve. But set timelines. 30 days, 60 days, whatever makes sense. And if they don't improve in that time, you have to move on. Step 3, replace weak links quickly. Once you've made the decision, act fast. Don't drag it out. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Every day you keep a weak link in your team is a day you're hurting everyone else. And step 4, reward top performers. This is the part most agency owners forget. If you're going to hold people accountable for underperformance, you also need to reward overperformance with bonuses, promotions, recognition, growth opportunities. You have to show your top performers that you see them, that you value them, and that they're on a winning team, because that's how you keep them. Look, I'm going to be real with you. This is hard. Letting people go is hard. Having hard conversations is hard. Holding people accountable is hard. And if you're someone who cares about people like me, which I'm guessing you do if you're watching this, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And that's the reality. But here's what I learned. Treating your team like a family is what's keeping your agency stuck. And the people who truly want to win, they'll thank you for raising the bar. Winners want high standards because top performers don't want to be on a mediocre team. They want to be on a championship team. They want to work with other A players. They want to be held accountable. They want to win. And when you build that culture, you attract more people like that. At my current agency, we have the best team I've ever worked with. Not because we're all friends, not because we're a family, but because we're all committed to the same mission, building the best marketing agency in the world. And everyone on the team knows that. If they're not performing, they won't be here. But they also know that if they start performing, they'll be rewarded. They'll grow and they'll win with us. That's the culture you want to build. All right, so here's what I want you to do. If you're an agency owner and you're stuck at 10K, 20K, 50K a month, and you know deep down that your team is the bottleneck, I want you to click the link below and book a call with me. I work one-on-one with agency owners to help them scale from wherever they are to 100K, 200K, or 500K a month. And one of the first things we do is audit your team. We figure out who's an A player, who's a B player, who's a C player. We figure out what roles you need to fill. We figure out how to build a championship culture. I only work with about 6 agencies per quarter. My packages are 4 months long and I charge based on revenue. So it's affordable no matter where you are. If you want to scale your agency, if you want to build a team that actually performs, if you want to stop making emotional decisions and start making strategic ones, click the link below. Book a call and let's talk. I've built 3 agencies to 7 figures and sold 2 of them. I've worked with over 700 agency owners. I know how to do this and I can help you do it too. So the link's in the description. Book the call. Let's build your championship team. And look, even if you don't book a call, I want you to remember this. Your agency is not a family. It's a sports team. And if you want to win championships, you need to start treating it like one. Set standards, coach your people, replace the weak links, reward the top performers. That's how you scale. All right, I'll see you on the next one.